Hey, good morning, everyone. Sunday, the 18th of October, 2020. 25 degrees, north wind, breezy, if you know what I mean. I'm telling you, it absolutely sucks. Another day of wind. Speaking of the weather, our good friend Richie from Boston, in his last surviving channel, tipped us off to another corporation involved in climate control. Nephilia Climate. Check them out, people. Nephilia, Nepphila, climate.com. Interesting. Farmers, keep that company's name in mind, because at the end of this video, they might help insure and reinsure you on your new investment strategies, your new startup industries. Yep, sorry to say it, hate to mention it again, but your cattle have too much gas, and they're leaving a methane odor and a carbon footprint that our masters just do not like on the Great Plain. Alright, Nephilia Climate. Hey, as Richie also pointed out, doesn't Nephilia kind of sound like Nephilim? Now you agnostics and atheists ain't going to get this. But Nephilim, the giants of Genesis 6, Genesis 6:4. Yeah, the byproduct of the fallen angels doing their little bit of blanking with the daughters of men. Cool name, nevertheless. And speaking of weather, I'll tell you what, your humble, ever flexible, most fluid messenger was on a top secret mission and a top secret location in Minot on Friday. Most of it was outside. Froze my ass. Incredibly windy, 23 degrees. Yet on the drive home at about 7:30 that evening, 37 and mild. Go figure. No one's messing with our climate, are they? It sucks, and it's going to get worse. So, let's deal with that picture real quick. I don't even know how you say it. Pachamama? Pachamama? It's a Aztec-type goddess of fertility, don't you know? And recently, the Vatican just came out with the new coin minted, pictured there, of Mother pregnant with the earth in her belly. How cool is that? Catholics, WTF. Do you have any idea what the hierarchy of your so-called universal church is doing? The Vicar of Christ, Mr. Pope-ass? I mean, have you got any idea what this idiot's up to? And you still support Catholicism? I don't know. You got more faith than I got, I'll tell you that. You know what they say? Holiday season coming up, people. You want to make your plans early. Yep, don't forget. Thanksgiving, one of the busiest days of travel in the United States of America. However, we have a warning here, and I'm going to tell you something. It goes hand in hand with the title of this video. Bite the bullet or take the bullet. You know what I mean? First of all, let's play Who Is This Masked Man? See if you can do a little voice identification here, people. Here we go. First snippet.
About something recently we just heard from the CDC director. He just put out that they are concerned that Thanksgiving gatherings could send coronavirus cases soaring. Do you agree with that?
Oh, I do. And that's really an unfortunate fact that is going to cause, obviously, some concern about everyone who looks forward to the holidays and interacting with family members that they haven't seen in a while. That is unfortunately a risk when you have people coming from out of town, gathering together in an indoor setting. You don't know what the status of it is. It is unfortunate because that's such a sacred part of American tradition, the family gathering around Thanksgiving, but that is a risk.
So what is your advice about Thanksgiving?
I think given the fluid and dynamic nature of what's going on right now in the spread and the uptick of infections, I think people should be very careful and prudent about social gatherings, particularly when members of the family might be at a risk because of their age or their underlying condition. Namely, you may have to bite the bullet and sacrifice that social gathering unless you're pretty certain that...
Bite the bullet. Hey, anybody out there got to guess who that little asshole is? Well, that's that favorite doctor that your humble messenger loves to hate. Fauci, that piece of shit. No doubt. Now, I know some of you guys know me quite well. What is a better way to follow up Dr. Fauci than another favorite piece of shit? Hey, can you guess who this is going to be? Can you just guess? Here we go. Pay attention, people, because virus is raging.
The United States is now more than 212,000 people in this country. Total number of cases, more than 7.5 million. Staggering numbers, of course. There's precious little sign of things slowing down. Add to that President Trump's diagnosis, the high infection numbers of the White House, the overall lag in widespread testing, contact tracing. It's certainly a recipe for concern as the fall begins in the winter. Bill Gates is joining us. He's co-chair of the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. He's long put his fortune and talent behind searching for cures for this global health crisis and for other global health crises. He joins me now. Bill, thanks for being with us. Looking at where the U.S. is right now in this pandemic, entering the fall and the winter, cases on the rise, not just in small clusters, but across most of the nation, how concerned are you about the months ahead?
Well, I'm very concerned. The forecast showed that the deaths are going to go back up almost to the level they were in the spring. And, you know, people are going to be indoors more. The compliance with the distancing and the mask use is going down in many areas. It never got super good in some areas. And so except for the innovative tools that I'm sure we'll talk about, this is going to be a very difficult fall because people, you know, the economic effects, the tiredness, the kids not being able to go to school, this continuation is a very difficult thing.
You've talked about some of the sophisticated tools, the therapeutics that are coming, and that some are here. Can you just talk a little bit? I mean, let's talk about Regeneron. You've been optimistic about it. It got obviously a big endorsement from President Trump because he was able to receive it. He's calling it a cure. He's calling on regulators to give it emergency use authorization. Do you support the idea of the emergency use authorization? And I assume it's not a cure.
No, the word cure is a bit of an overpromise. You know, that makes it sound, it looks like works for everyone, and the whole concern about it.
Thank you, Dr. Bill Gates. How's your relative doing in North Dakota, governing the state, Bill? Yeah, that was painful. I know some of you are going to bitch, God, those links were a little long, those snippets. But you know what? Had to be done, because you had to hear the key words. Fauci, bite the bullet. You suppose Fauci's a fan of old Western movies? Remember where the gunslinger gets shot in his off arm, never in his shooting arm, and then they have to give him a slug of whiskey, put a bullet in his mouth, bite down, buddy, because this is going to hurt, and then they go in there and dig out the foul piece of lead. Remember that? I think that's what Fauci's saying. Or is he saying, you're going to have to bite the bullet because it's coming to your now censorship inflated mouths, people. They are clobbering YouTube channels left and right. YouTube said they would do it. YouTube, owned by the Google, owned by the Alphabet Corporation. Yeah, they told you. You cannot doubt the good works of the Dr. Fauci's, the Dr. Bill Gates, the WHOs. Don't doubt them. And whatever you do, don't mention creepy Uncle Joe and his creepy fucking kid. Nope, can't mention that either, or you're going to be gone. See ya. No more channel. That's the way it is in today's reality, no doubt about it. So you always, you're going to make travel plans for Thanksgiving, people? I don't know if I mentioned it earlier, but I'll tell you what, make sure you have refundable reservations, because I think things are going to be pretty hairy and horrible come Thanksgiving. And of course, if you're one of those guys that says come November 4th, things will be back to normal, you ain't got nothing to worry about, do you? Alright, anyway. You know, before I forget to check out Ice Age Farmer's latest. Farmers, might be an incredible new opportunity for you. I mentioned it before in one of my videos. Yep, your 3-piece new construction building, 3 compartments. The new protein source. And there is startup capital available. And our good friends at Nephilia Climate, whose parent company, Nephilia.com, will insure and reinsure you on your risky startup venture capital businesses. Excuse me. Okay, where do we leave this at? Can't happen here, huh? Well, you heard me talk about down under, bottom side of the spinning wet ball rocket now all the time. The draconian efforts they're using against people suppression. Because you silly bastards will not social distance. You will not wear your mask. Coming down Highway 2 the other day, there's the big North Dakota sign out there. ND, mask up. You dumb effers, get your mask on. I'll tell you what, right across the border, I figure I'm about 40 miles from the crow as the crow flies. Our good Canuck friends have got an interesting member of parliament, and this section is called Questions for the Prime Minister. But an amazing thing happens to him. First, the question. Here we go.
Here's the RFP, and in the RFP it uses clear language to express that these camps can be used for a broad spectrum of people.
He's talking about isolation camps, people. We might know them as FEMA camps.
Not limited to travelers. Indeed, it doesn't even mention international travelers. It's just a broad latitude of people. So your government must be in negotiations and aware of these plans to potentially detain and isolate citizens and residents of our country. Where will these camps be built? How many people will be detained? And for what reasons? For what reasons can people be kept in these isolation camps? And I'd like to have the Premier assure the people of Ontario. Member, take a seat.
They cut off his microphone. Some asshole yelled, "Sit down." And the guy directing it all said, excuse me, "Member, take your seat." Put him on the ignore button. Cut his microphone. Can't be asking questions like that. But Americans, it can't happen here. Nope. It only happened across the border, not far from here. It's coming. Buses are coming, people. You know, there's a cool saying that a ship is safe in the harbor, but that's not what ships are for. You're going to have to venture out, people. Are you going to let Dr. Fauci ruin your holidays coming up? Seriously? You let that little miserable bastard do that? Well, he's got Bill Gates on his side. Okay, let's see if I forgot anything here. Cool on that picture. The Pachamama coin, the Vatican. Yeah. Who do you worship, buddy boy? The goddess of fertility from the Aztecs. Poor woman, mother of all, Mother Earth, carrying Earth in her belly. All right, people, I'm trying to get out of this. That's why I'm babbling. Holy smokes, 13-minute video. Guess what? I got stuff to do. Guess what else? I think today is a good day to drop by the bottom feeder pit and check out what condition my condition is in. Early in, early out. All right, stuff to do. You guys enjoy the brisk weather.